So now that we know what lattice energy is, next we're going to see which one has more lattice energy and which one has less lattice energy. So magnitude wise, what does lattice energy depend on? Lattice energy depends on two things. One, your charge of the species. If you have more charge of your ions, they attract each other very well. So it's very easy to put them into the lattice. So more the charge, more is your lattice energy. Distance between the species. Now when your cation and anion are together, this is your anion radius and this is your cation radius. The closer they are, the better it is. The far away they are, the worse it is. Because they are oppositely charged species. So enta daggarunte anta manchidi vaatiki. So the closer, this comes from your physics electrostatics, the closer your species are, if they are oppositely charged, the better it is. So the smaller the distance between them, the more will be your lattice energy. So distance between the species enta, it's R plus plus R minus. So this distance, the smaller it is, the more is your lattice energy. So it's inversely related to the distance between them and directly related to the charge. So overall, when you look at the lattice energy formula, it depends on charge of cation, charge of anion divided by, it comes from electrostatics. So it looks very similar to one of the formulas we've done before in atomic structure, by distance between them, which is cation plus anion distance. So charge of cation, charge of anion divided by distance between the ions. It depends on them. So when you go from NaCl into magnesium oxide, NaCl, the charge is 1 positive, 1 negative. Please mind that this is only magnitude of charge, okay? So 1 positive, 1 negative divided by distance, size of sodium plus size of chloride. Whereas when you go to magnesium oxide, charge of magnesium is 2 units, charge of oxygen is also 2 units, divided by size of magnesium plus 2, which is smaller than sodium plus because of more number of cations. And size of oxide, again, oxide is second period and chloride is third period. So oxide size is also small. So denominator is small, numerator is big, overall value emautundi. Your lattice energy is more for your magnesium oxide compared to your sodium chloride. So it is harder to break the crystal of magnesium oxide compared to the crystal of sodium chloride. It releases more energy when you form magnesium oxide compared to sodium chloride. Generally, when they want you to compare lattice energies, they keep either the anion same or the cation same and ask you to compare so that it becomes easier. So generally, they ask down the group. So for example, when I ask you to compare lattice energies of fluorides of 1A group, all of them have +1 charge. So size is increasing down the group. So size increases kabatti, your potassium fluoride has less lattice energy when compared to lithium fluoride. Or keeping the cation same, if I go down the anions, sodium fluoride has small size, sodium bromide has big size. So sodium fluoride has more lattice energy than sodium bromide. In the formation of an ionic compound, ionization energy is required, lattice energy is released, electron affinity may be required or released. So if you want the compound to form an ionic bond, the overall released energy should be able to compensate the overall required energy. Required energy is ionization energy and electron affinity. Now, electron affinity could be released or required, we don't know, but overall check out the ionization energy and the electron affinity. Is it being compensated by your lattice energy? If you can compensate it, then it will be an ionic compound. If you can't compensate it, like in case of your CH4 or CCl4, in such cases, carbon forming C+4 is a huge requirement. You cannot compensate that. So since you can't compensate it, this compound forms a covalent bond, not an ionic bond. In case of your aluminium forming Al+3 is a huge requirement of energy. That value is compensated when you take it in the fluoride form. It cannot be compensated when you take it in the iodide form. Okay, because big size of iodine, so the lattice energy is very small. So this cannot compensate, whereas this is able to compensate. So aluminium iodide is covalent, whereas aluminium fluoride is ionic. Because in this case, the lattice energy is huge because of small fluoride. In this case, the lattice energy is small because of the big iodide. In this case, the lattice energy is not able to compensate, whereas in this case, the lattice energy is able to compensate. How would I know which case it's compensated, which case it's not? We will do that and we will finish it by the end of the chapter. You will be able to predict whether aluminium fluoride is able to form an ionic bond or whether it is a covalent bond. When you take the formula of your ionic compound, it only indicates the ratio in which the ions are present. It doesn't tell me how many atoms are there in a molecule. There is no concept of molecule in your ionic compound. What I mean is, when you take sodium chloride, every Na plus crystal is surrounded by chlorides. Every chloride is surrounded by Na plus ions. So when I say I want a molecule of NaCl, there is no concept of molecule. There is just a ratio between your number of sodiums to chlorines. Ante. Ila undi. Ippudu deenlo molecule of NaCl cheppu ante. Now imagine you take a positive species, it is completely surrounded by negative. When you take a negative species, it is completely surrounded by positive on all sides. So alternate ga they are arranged. So when I talk about NaCl crystal, there is no molecule of NaCl. Itla infinite ga arrange ayi undi on all sides. Imagine on all sides it's infinitely arranged. Whereas when I talk about methane molecule, methane lo if I say CH4, so if I take a carbon, it is bonded or attached to 4 hydrogens. And I can separate out one methane molecule. But in case of your sodium chloride, there is no concept of separation of one molecule. Mari NaCl and formula ela rastunnamo. How am I writing the formula of NaCl? You are writing the ratio of sodium to chlorine. So they are called formula units. They are not called molecules. NaCl formula unit. There is no molecule of NaCl. There is only a formula unit of NaCl. Adenti, how are you able to say that? That's the next concept, the crystal structures of ionic compounds.